It is Friday, March 14th, 2015. 15th, 2024. Here with your live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Of course, we do free picks every day, cover all the games in one way or another. Of course, our best bets always are premium picks. Those are the games that we're betting. So, just because we say, I hate the Celtics here or whatever, doesn't mean that that's one of my top plays. You have to, those are available at our premium area. You can use discount code PICK for 15% off. Or if you want next level service, call Costi. Text Costi.
Call.
Take him out to dinner. Whatever.
Meet me in Vegas next week.
Whatever it takes. Get the couples massage with Costi.
Free couples massage. Free consultation and a free couples massage. That's correct.
Costi's down.
The couples massage, the consultation will be during the couples massage. But the rule is you have to be on your stomach. You can't be on your back.
Gives a whole new meaning to all access.
Yeah. We're not pulling a Deshaun Watson during the free consultation.
Robert Kraft.
We're not talking business on our backs, only on our stomachs.
Anyways, got a lot of good things going on today. A lot of big games yesterday. Fun card. Bounced out of the grave. It was like I was getting clubbed over the head, man. You know what you do when that happens? You know what you do, Costi? You change everything that you're doing, man. Different type of underwear, different jacket, different lighting setup, different everything, man. You start burning sage in the yard, whatever it takes, man. Change the mojo, the juju, whatever it takes. Oh man, sometimes you have games that go against you. Other times, and it just brings you down for a while. Other times you have like that TCU shot the other day, and then you have games like yesterday where it's like, man, I caught the good line on the one that I probably should have lost. I was laying 12 with Utah State. It's like the line went up to 12.5. I caught the 12 and got the push. It's like, whew. Clean living, right? But I'll tell you, it was living clean yesterday, man. Houston Cougars, oh my God. I thought they were going to pitch a shutout in that game. It looked like TCU was never going to score.
Houston came out, punched them in the mouth, and never turned and looked away.
They were about as impressive as you could be. I thought UConn in the second half were about as impressive as you could be. I thought Baylor in the second half was about impressive as you could be, and I thought that Florida was about as unimpressive as they could be. I mean, missing layup after layup after layup after layup, getting the offensive rebound, missing the layup again and missing it again and again, missing free throws. I mean, they were just they were lucky to get out of there. Thank the lucky stars that Mike White was coaching the other team. I mean, really, they're going nowhere, man.
Who are the coaches that we say can coach you out of a cover? I think we can add Mike White or the Florida coach, that Todd Golden, to the list.
Oh my God, man! How about Steve Alford, Nevada?
Yeah. The gift that keeps on giving.
I love him. I loved him at Iowa. I loved him at UCLA. I love him at Nevada. I love him. I love Steve. Jay, Iowa, not coming through for you there.
They did not. It was a good game, but they just couldn't get right there within the number when it mattered most at the end, or pull off the win. Like they were within striking distance, but couldn't get over that hump.
Best game of the night, Marquette and Villanova. It ended late. For a lot of people on the East Coast, if you stayed up and watched it, man, what a treat that was. Shaka drawing up the play over the last second of the game. I mean, it's stuck on his fingertips, the ball. I mean, they replayed it about 1,000 times. It was a long replay, and ruled it no basket, goes to overtime, and Marquette covers. Up by 6, Villanova calls timeout with 4.9 seconds left to go in, second or third overtime, trailing by 6. They're lining up the 3. off the rim, falls harmlessly to the court for the cover. It was
for you. For me, it was heartbreak. It was heartbreak. I'm like, no.
It's like, yeah, we got no. It seems there's a few of those, where it's like it just didn't go, and other ones, I think, I thought North Carolina was really impressive in the early game against Florida State. Same thing. 10 minutes in, all of a sudden, Baycott was just like, not today, not here. And then Cormac Ryan hitting from the outside, Davis. North Carolina is going to be a tough out. They're going to be very, very tough to beat. Duke going down in a I don't know what you call it, but going down. I love March Madness, right? Got a lot of Cinderellas there. Of course, Dayton now out in the A10, and that upsets the apple cart, as they say, because someone's bubble will burst because of that. Because now there will be an extra team in there because Dayton's in. They won the regular season title. It's an automatic. So now the winner of the conference tournament, VCU, Ducking These Nuts, St. Bonnie's, and who's the other one, Chris? St. Bonnie's, Ducking These Nuts, VCU, or
Dayton. No. Yeah, Dayton's still
out. No, they're out. They lost.
Oh, they lost. Loyola.
Loyola lost too. St. Bonnie's.
I'm trying to think now.
It's a mess. They don't play till tomorrow. So it is actually, let's see. What the heck is it? See, this is the type of team that's going to make it.
St. Joe's.
St. Joe's. St. Joe's.
I got one more team that was impressive yesterday. I got to give them a shout out, man.
Ducking These Nuts?
They looked all right, but no. Arizona, they avenged that loss yesterday against USC.
I told you.
So on this show, I said in the Oregon UCLA game, if UCLA is getting more than 1 point, take them. And what happened? They lose by 2 for the smooth cover, man. They were getting that line went all the way up to 4.5. It was 2.5 when we did the show, but it went all the way up to 4.5, and they lost by 2. I knew that thing was going to be just tight. But yeah, Arizona super impressive in their game. I thought NC State, man, how about them? They're, these conferences with the double buys and everything. Here they are, beating Notre Dame, on that fouling the 3-point shooter up by 10, laying 9.5 with 7 seconds left to go game. Then blowing out Syracuse, and then really, controlling it against Duke. I thought the Baylor game against Cincinnati, Baylor was down big early, and they just circled the wagon. It was like the kill. They were just like, you know what? How about if we let them take 6 or 7 trips down the court and walk away empty and see what happens? And that's exactly what they did to them. It was something. It's like, I think Jay was right about Baylor. I think a lot of the things, they get clunky at times, where they just miss, a lot of easy shots, take bad shots when they don't have to. But at the end of the day, you don't see too many teams that lose LJ Cryer, in the transfer portal and lose nothing on the depth chart. You just don't see it all that often. I think, Baylor has that. So I think they're the type of team. I think they're just a different version of Houston. They're just all really similar. And anyone want to try and stand in the way of UConn? How about that? Whoa!
You know what? And the thing was, I had UConn as a premium. It was like, I think we were laying 15 points, and they were only up by like 2 or something at the half.
Like 1.
And I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm good. Like this team blows teams out in the second half all the time.
What we've seen from so UConn does it, and Arizona, of all the teams I think that are left, where those empty trips, man, all of a sudden turn into double-digit leads going the other way. It's like you get 2 or 3 empty trips against those guys, they will just flip the scoreboard on you. And, it gets ugly very, very fast. And we saw that with Arizona and with UConn. North Carolina, it was just a different animal where it was like, they had a similar run, but it wasn't really, all on the defense. What happened was they just decided that we're going to get every offensive rebound that there is.
I think Houston's like that too. Like
Well,
Houston,
Houston's that swarming defense.
yeah, but I'm saying like if you
I
like,
would say too. They do those traps when like literally they'll trap you when you're in your rotation and you're coming down and you're like, I don't see any other team except Houston and Iowa State that plays defense that effectively where they trap the guy right next to the hoop, makes him make a tough pass, and then they jump in those passing lanes and they get turnovers. I mean, that's
North Carolina does. I mean, they got big on it.
North Carolina.
They're
It's a
definitely
different
doing
style of play. They're just good defensively, man on man. But
I can't tell you how many times I've had Houston laying a big number, and it's like 13-12, like 8 minutes into the game. I blink, and it's like 36-17. And it's like...
you could just see the talent discrepancy in
Yeah.
some of these teams. Like first half,
Oh, yeah.
they're not quite there. But then second half, they get that pep talk at halftime. Like, look, what are you doing here? And then boom, off to the races.
How about Virginia getting the win against Boston College? They looked dead in the water.
Dead and right.
They
Yeah.
looked dead. Like they were just done. And how about Pitt against Wake, man? Leggett and 30. It was like they had two guys, so they scored 81 points total. Two guys scored 50, of it. It was like, oh, man. That's what I was saying on yesterday's show. You get those star players, man, in these tournaments. I always think, like, when I think of the star players in the tournaments, Steph Curry, John Morant, guys like that, man, who just really had nobody,
Jameer Nelson.
Could just do it.
Remember that St. Joe's team was awesome.
Phil Martelli. This is the first St. Joe's team that's been decent since they fired Phil Martelli.
Yeah.
It's the Phil Martelli curse. It's the hex, or it was the hex.
Now Michigan's got the Phil Martelli curse.
Here we go.
Why don't you fire Phil? That usually works out for teams.
The basketball gods frown upon the firing of Phil Martelli.
Yeah, I got on my feet yesterday and didn't look back. Early on, I had 11 games yesterday, and that's a lot for my groups. It was 2-2 early, and then just boom, swept the rest of the way. It was a good day. Good night. I mean, I got lucky on Virginia. Can't believe I got that cover on the good side of that. Same thing with Marquette. But then the other ones were simple. Iowa State, Baylor, Arizona. Just a lot of it went like I anticipated, just not the first couple of days was just darkness. First couple of days of the week, got it all back.
I got all back yesterday. And then some.
Mm-hmm. I like the card. I love the card today. Great card.
I love the card too. Get started early, ends late.
Money making Friday.
Business in the front, party in the back. It's the mullet card. It's the Friday mullet card.
The mullet card. I love that.
Business in the front, party in the back. Or the what was the card again? The man, ever since I hit my head, my memory just stinks. But oh man, El Camino. The El Camino.
Oh yeah.
Business in the front, party in the back. I love the El Camino.
Did you ever have an El Camino?
I wanted one. My wife wouldn't let me get it. I saw a customized one, like totally
Yeah.
rehabbed. It's beautiful, man. My wife.
Can you
was
imagine Mitch just having
absolutely
like an
not.
Dude, they're fast, right?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Mitch just like with the one with the hydraulics, and he's just bouncing and looking like a bobblehead or something.
I've come to the realization the only car you should be driving, Mitch, is a Tesla.
Me?
Yeah, on the highway, you press a button, it just goes.
Jay, those are
Left
Mavericks pajamas you got going on there? Is that what's happening? Those are Mavericks pajama pants?
Sadly,
He
yes,
got
they
booked.
Sadly, yes,
Got
they
a
are.
business in the front, party in the back too.
He's got the NBA sheets, with all the logos going on.
Jay's got the hookup too.
Yeah, they're fine.
No,
Party in the front.
I got the pajamas with Prince. I got.
Oh, yeah, I have.
I got
tons.
polar bears and Bulldogs.
Gingerbread man.
I don't
Roof
wear
and Simi and the
pajamas.
gingerbread man.
I'm not a pajama guy. Shorts only.
Yeah.
At home shorts.
Well, they fit in the purse. So.
They do not fit in the purse.
I saw the gingerbread man.
I got tons of pajama pants.
Well, let's get into it. Got
Let's do it.
So tomorrow's show, Chris Ruffolo, you're hosting, right? Just to
Yes, sir.
get everybody up to speed here.
Yep. I will be hosting, taking over for Jay tomorrow.
All right. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow or Sunday. I haven't decided yet. Probably Sunday. Because it's cooler. There's not a lot of games on Sunday. Tomorrow's a lot of games. A little bit longer show. Don't worry, Chris. It's not because of you.
It's not you, it's me.
There won't be that many games tomorrow.
Well, there'll be a pretty good amount. You got all these championship games, and plus it's a really nice NBA card tomorrow. You got 10 NBA tomorrow on top of it.
Sure do.
Lakers Warriors again.
Not 143 games like we're used to on an average Saturday.
No, but the thing is, when you have less games like today, we'll go into them a little bit more in depth.
Yeah.
We got Purdue, Michigan State, and we got Sam Houston State, UTEP, South Florida, East Carolina, Tennessee, Mississippi State, Northwestern, Wisconsin, and UAB, Wichita State. Chris, any of those, any games in that six-pack, if you will, wet your whistle on to get the day started.
I could have a few plays here, but I'm going to go with Sam Houston laying the 4.5 against UTEP. This is a tough spot for UTEP. They just played Liberty last night. They beat them, and now have to come to play Sam Houston, who had an extra day off of rest. The perks of being the 1 or 2 seed in Conference USA. They played Wednesday, got yesterday off, so they're the rested team. They're the best team in Conference USA. I think UTEP's just overmatched there, so I'm going to take Sam Houston. And I'm going to take South Florida. I'm going to lay the 7.5. East Carolina, easily the worst offense in the American in the AAC, and USF, they just continue to cover. They continue to roll, and they have to keep winning games and winning convincingly because they are far from a shoo-in to make the NCAA tournament if they don't win the AAC. So give me South Florida, laying the 7.5.
Costi?
I'm wetting my whistle right behind Mr. Ruffolo. Love both those games. Sam Houston State. This team is just better than UTEP at home, away. I know they didn't cover when they played them at home back in late January, and UTEP covered that, but they beat them at UTEP pretty handily. And I had Sam Houston State yesterday. I love what I saw out of them. This is a team that is the best in the conference, and I just think it's a tough spot with UTEP having to play another game this quickly in the early slate. I love Sam Houston State here at 4.5. I'm shocked the line's actually 4.5. I thought it'd be like 6.5, where I could see this being a 7 to 10 point win. So Sam Houston State for me, and then the Bulls, man, the South Florida Bulls. They have to win this game. This is one of those they have to keep winning.
No, they're
not yet.
Yes, of course they won the conference. They finished in first. Yeah, they won the conference, man. First place. Your South Florida Bulls. At center.
Oh, you're right.
From Australia,
you're right.
Luke Longley.
You're right. They're potentially if it ends right now, they're a 12 seed. They're a 12 seed. You're right.
Well, maybe 12 versus 5. I think if they're 12, just mark them off as a win.
Potentially, right now they're 12.
BYU's listed on the 5 line on the other side.
Circle them as a win. If they're 12, circle them as a win.
Well, I don't think that's. I don't know how close he gets.
Not that close.
Seeding.
He's actually not that close on the seeding.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just on the teams that are in.
I'm just saying,
on the teams that are in, he's not. He's never near. He's never 100%. But he's generally fairly close. But there'll be a bunch that he misses.
But
especially now with the bubble shrinking after the Dayton loss.
Yeah. I've had them a lot this year, and they've made me a lot of money throughout the year. I just think they're going to dominate Eastern Carolina on a neutral court. This is guard play is what I look for in conference tournaments that parlays into the main tournament, and these guys just ball. I saw them. I made one mistake on them all year, and that's when I had FAU when they just demolished them the first time.
I had South Florida. No.
Yeah, and
they only played once. They only played once, right?
They only played once?
Yeah. The first time they actually had ever played one another. Crazy as it is.
Yeah, they beat them by 4 that game, but they were laying 6. They were getting 6. Florida was getting 6, yeah. So I love the Bulls here in the early slot. So USF riding the Ruffolo train early this morning. It's get out the gate quick. Sam Houston and South Florida.
Jake.
Hey, man. I'm fading Purdue's ass. Start the day off with a bang. Fading their ass off the rip. I'm on Michigan State plus the points in there. So we just saw Michigan State compete with these boys at Purdue. That was a 6-point win there. In all honesty, I think we're looking at the exact same game here. You get them off the neutral floor, and I think, get them off their home floor. I think Michigan State, in all honesty, hey, we've seen Purdue lay eggs at this time of year. We already know what they did last year in the tournament. We all already know. It's well documented. I wouldn't be surprised if a historic program like Michigan State got them here early in this tournament outright. I really wouldn't. So I'm going to grab the points in my back pocket first game of the day, and I'm probably going to sprinkle just a pinch on moneyline Michigan State.
I'm with Jay on that one, man. I'm playing it exactly the same way, and I agree with all the things he said. There's a reason why Tom Izzo is a living legend and why he is, Hall of Famer and all those kind of things. It's not because he beat Oakland in the non-conference games, It's because of this. And we know that Michigan State, once every 5 years under Tom Izzo, has been to the Final Four. Every 5 years that Tom Izzo has been the head coach at Michigan State. This is year 5. A little warm-up here for Sparty. I like him outright as well on the money line. I'll sprinkle a little bit with the points, but I'm going to play him primarily on the money line. I like Mississippi State against Tennessee. I think 1st to 25 wins that game. I think it's going to be an absolute war. I had Mississippi State yesterday coming through for me on the premium side, and everyone knows I like to snuggle up to the teams that have done me right, especially getting that many points against a Tennessee team whose offense is questionable. And I think they also have a questionable head coach in these tournament spots, a guy that hasn't gotten them over the hump to the promised land and hasn't performed in these type of games ever with any team he's ever coached. Remember, he had Kevin Durant and Tristan Thompson on the same team in Texas and didn't do shit with it.
Wasn't Michigan State every other year for a while?
No, once every 5 years. At one point, it's at one point once every 5 years, so within a 5-year time span. So it's not every 5th year; it's within a 5-year time span. So there has been times where it's been closer, but this is as far out as it gets. The circle, the Izzo. This is the Izzo circle, Costi. The circle of Izzo.
Right here.
The circle of Izzo. Within that 5 years.
Not to be confused with the, and not to be confused with the win to Kansas City.
The win from Kansas City is got to be the same arm going in this direction. This is, we all are in agreement here. Or we're making the pizza. This is making the pizza. This is, we're all in agreement.
What do you guys do this?
That's birdcage. That's the
birdcage.
I like UAB against Wichita State. I think the clock strikes midnight on Cinderella, but I don't love it.
I'm tired of fading them, Mitch. I am, man. Wichita. I've been bashing them all season, but they're playing well right now. I looked at that game. I wanted to get there with you on UAB, but I don't know. Wichita is playing well. They smashed Memphis. Memphis was overrated. Memphis they were what, 7-8?
I think Penny's getting fired, man.
He might, because Memphis, they have a ton of talent all the time, and they were like 7-8 to close out the season after the great start they had. So to see them lose to Wichita yesterday, I don't know, and that's what kept me off that game. I don't know if that was more to do with Memphis or if that was Wichita State actually balling. What you think?
Well, I thought the same thing about Memphis against them earlier this season, and when I did, they beat them 112-86. I remember it vividly. It's just like sometimes Memphis shows up, sometimes they don't. I think it's more about Memphis, and Wichita took advantage. But that's Wichita's style. They like to make games ugly.
Okay.
That's not nice. Got to make games pretty, not ugly.
Bowling shoe
game
ugly.
Shaming? Are you saying that Wichita State game shames?
100% bowling shoe ugly. And I'm not
allowed game shaming.
Yeah. They would call me old fashioned. It can be tougher than a $2 steak.
Woof. What is your preference? We're not going to ask Mitch. We're going to skip on this. Your preference for temperature on a steak?
Medium rare.
What about you?
Well done for Jay.
Medium well. I might.
Close.
Listen,
he doesn't want to say well done. So he's like, he doesn't
No.
He doesn't want to get blasted in the comments. So
No. Medium well, and then depending on where we're at, I might go medium. Like if it's somewhere that's like
most of the places in Vegas, from what I've seen and experienced, I don't eat red meat, but what I've seen from people order, medium or less is basically crawling across the table.
See, yeah, I don't want crawling across it. I can deal with pink. I can deal
medium
with the
rare. Medium rare is like they take their cigarette lighter and go like this.
Yeah,
so I do. Over the top. There's in betweens too. So like you could get medium rare plus. It depends on the steakhouse. Like it's like in between medium and medium rare. It's in between, and then there's medium plus where it's not. It's just a little bit of. It's really confusing because if you don't know the steakhouse, like you get medium some places and it's like rare. And
just get the surf and surf.
Yeah, you start with medium well. That's the baseline.
You can't go down for medium well because then it's not even steak.
It's shoe leather at that point.
Whoa! Just order for me. You know, it's like you can't possibly like it that way because.
Roof, have you ever had rib cap?
No.
All right, it's the most tender part of a ribeye, and it's like the very tender, a lot of flavor. It's called the rib cap. Very fancy. I'm pretty sure.
Is that equal to like my just above the love handle? That's like.
That's my rib cap.
That's my rib cap, man. That's the tender spot.
Yeah, that's the fat cap.
Just above the love handle.
That's where all the flavor is. That turns that into butter.
it's like I need something to put in the pan to fry my onions. Don't worry.
Have you ever had?
Get the knife.
Bone marrow sauce?
I've had bone marrow once. I didn't.
Micah ordered like 7 orders of that at the last time I went out to dinner with him.
They're nuts. Yeah, we're pretty insane. We go nuts.
Micah ordered like so much of that he ordered so many orders of it that the people that were supposed to be paying the bill made him split it with them. That was like, eating dinner with Micah is always a good time. It's like you ordering oysters. They come in orders of 3. I'll take 4 dozen. The waiter's like, all right, these guys get it.
Trust, they get it.
Anything else? Everything else.
Everything.
You guys have great coupon.
And 2 of these. It's like everything but 2 of these.
Now I'll get you. The rib cap has to be part of the rotation over the weekend.
All right.
What about cigars? I'm gonna have you smoke a cigar too. This is like you have to. If you can't hang out,
I'm not. I don't smoke.
Well, you should start.
I've already got enough going against me. I don't need smoke. Look, some people choose cigarettes. I chose cheeseburgers. It was
Jay and I will be smoking. We're just smoking
pick
two
your battle.
things. We'll be smoking two.
That's when the Cartiers come out at like 12 in the morning.
Yeah.
I've been to Vegas with Jay and Tony Brown before, so I know it's.
You got a secondhand high just from being in proximity.
You don't even understand. You don't even understand. It was, yeah. Outside of T-Mobile, there's an entire dope smoking section.
I think that is still probably one of the craziest things I've ever done. Was just smoke outside of T-Mobile because, like, it's just
with
like,
me.
But it's like I told you too. You can get it on Uber Eats where I am. It's like you can order it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a different planet out there in Vegas.
My buddy, you could buy mushrooms delivered to you in DC.
Good.
Like, what is going on over here?
No, good. I didn't know they were legal there. I thought they were only legal in Colorado.
No, they're legal in DC now.
When did they get voted in?
It's been a couple years.
What was the vote? Like, what percentage voted?
Unanimous.
Unanimous? 100% of the people voted.
No, I don't know. I'm just making it up. I don't know. You could look it up.
In Colorado, there was not a 100% vote. I think. What was the percent, Chris?
You said it was like 54% or something like that.
So with the 56% that voted against, we just want to know who they are. We just want to know. It's not a witch hunt. We just want to know.
I'll look it up to see what the vote was.
That's like, but the people that vote against mushrooms are the same people that tell Jay he can't eat his steak well done. Same people, man. They got to tell everybody what they can and can't do.
Yeah, they shut down the mushroom dispensaries around us, but they had some pretty good names like Shroomies, Fun Guys.
You ordered Jay that rare steak. He's heading to Chick-fil-A, and he's gonna have Uber Eats drop it on the table.
A buddy of mine decided to start
with
his
the bacon and all.
House.
No pickles.
So he's making his own at his house now, and he said the number one is called penis envy. That's the type. I'm not. It's just
What is it called? It's mushrooms.
Penis envy. Yeah.
I grew weed in college. I mean, most people did. Everybody had a greenhouse in the closet in college.
Costy with the first TMI of the day.
It was.
Listen, these are real.
It was school issue.
I'm not making this up.
Anyways, let's do a couple games. We'll come back to it. Western Kentucky, Middle Tennessee, Grambling, Bethune-Cookman, Auburn versus the Cox, South Carolina, Bowling Green versus Kent State, UConn versus St. John's, speaking of hookers and blow, Norfolk State versus Howard, Illinois versus Ohio State, and Quinnipiac against St. Peter's, the Peacocks. Jay, what do you think of this slot? He's muted.
You're muted.
Muted on the road.
My bad. Good slot right here. Mitch, hopefully I'm not the nail in your guys' coffin, but I'm jumping on the wagon. I think they're a little underrated here. 7.5 with Auburn? 7.5?
Well, they beat them by 40, son. They played the first time.
I understand
that's the issue.
I understand that, but that's not who South Carolina is currently. It's not who they are. So they just beat the brakes off of Arkansas. Like, I'm talking about beat the brakes off.
They've done that to everybody, though. I mean, they have done that to everybody.
Hey, man. I'm on the Cox in that one. I think, and honestly, fellas, as I've been saying, in March Madness, you got to take your shots on your plus money dogs. You have to, or else what are you here for? And I think that's one where it's a nice price. South Carolina, if they continue to play how they've been playing, they can do it.
Revenge.
What time did we stop at? We stopped at St. Peter's, Quinnipiac. All right.
Yeah.
Give me St. John's against UConn. I know, fellas. I know. And Bettino, he didn't sound too encouraged either. He sounded like they finna get aired out too. But they've been playing well, man. I'm on St. John's. Absolutely blew the doors off of Seton Hall yesterday. I was so mad at myself. I loved them yesterday, and I did not have them as a premium. Kind of made me mad. Is UConn the better team? Most definitely. Can they win the game by double digits? Most definitely. Do they? I don't think so. I think that's a competitive one there. So then the two I like here, I like South Carolina and St. John's.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm a big fan of South Carolina, but I think this is the spot where I have to roll with Auburn. 24 wins this season. All 24 wins have been by double digits. So it's either you take Auburn, you lay the points, or you take South Carolina money line, I think. But I'm going with Auburn there. I have this team circled for the Final Four. They're balanced. They're well coached, and I think Auburn takes care of business in that one. I'm also going to take Ohio State plus the 4.5 against Illinois. Illinois has been a solid team since Terrence Shannon Jr. came back. They were even good without him, but they still have a lot of lapses on the defensive end, and this is the best Ohio State's played all year. Obviously,
Chris Holtman getting the DePaul job.
Yeah,
congratulations to Chris Holtman.
Is that like official or?
Oh yeah, he got the DePaul job.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, exiled to DePaul. Chris Holtman. That's what happens to guys like that.
That's awesome. That's so good. Now we have the angle for next year for Big East play. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah, it's Holtman basketball.
I'm gonna be on DePaul like Jay's gonna be on the Cowboys every week. Like, geez, that's gonna be automatic.
It's one that you just put back here to remind yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not gonna win a game in conference till 2026. I'm gonna take Ohio State though, and the points. I think Ohio State's live in that game. Like I said, they've basically got to win the whole thing to make the NCAA tournament, and they're rolling right now. So give me Ohio State the points.
Costi.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite here, Roof. I think Illinois is much better team than Ohio State. I don't care that Ohio State have beaten who they have beaten, which is Iowa. That doesn't impress me in the tournament. Illinois already beat them earlier this year at Ohio State. Illinois is the much better team. They're the much better coach team. I get it, 4.5. It could be a closer game, but Illinois is possibly an elite 8 team. They have the caliber to do it. They can, Mitch. I'm telling you. Don't sleep on them this year. Very under the radar. Give me Illinois in this spot. Well, you just don't like Big Ten teams. I get it. You're not a Big Ten guy. You don't like Purdue. You don't like Illinois.
Well, this is a Big Ten tournament, so you got to take a Big Ten team here, and it's Ohio State, who's playing the better basketball of these two teams. Illinois just reminds me, of a team that's kind of like they'll win the winnable games, they'll lose some winnable games, and they'll lose the losable games just about every single time. They never just step up to the plate and take care of business. Their big thing that they did this season was knocking off Wisconsin in that game on March the 2nd, 91-83. And then, but outside of that, I've been disappointed in just about everything that we've seen them do. They got that win at Iowa to close out the season. I had Iowa in that when I lost. And, that's the only real bad loss I've taken on Illinois all season long because I've been on them in the right spots and I've been against them in the right spots. And I'll tell you what, man, Ohio State, once they fired Holtman, everybody rejoiced. I mean, except for me, who had been fading them all season long and prior seasons as well. But the thing is that Ohio State, even with Holtman last year, made a run in the Big Ten tournament, and they're making a run again. They beat Purdue, man, and I think if you can beat Purdue, you sure as hell can beat Illinois. And I think that, Ohio State's been on an incredible run. They've only lost one game recently, right, over this whole stretch. That was at Minnesota. They beat Purdue, Michigan State, Nebraska, all tournament teams. Except Michigan, who's their rival. And then at Rutgers, not a tournament team, and Iowa, not a tournament team. But they beat all those tournament teams. I love Ohio State money line in this game. I think they win this game outright, no problem. I also like South Carolina over Auburn. Chris, I don't care what you say. You can't beat our cocks, and it just ain't gonna happen. So we're gonna take.
Chris just has penis envy.
Yeah, it's
That's what he does.
You can't beat our cocks, but your cheerleaders can. That's what the old saying goes for South Carolina.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's where this show's gone. That's who you've taken it, Ruffolo, with that Auburn pick.
It's not the size of the cock in the fight. It's the size of fight in the cock.
Yeah.
Roofs just has penis envy. I get it. That's it.
South Carolina picked 14th in the SEC this season, finishing second. Paris getting a contract extension. Just a real good feel-good story. They'll be cutting down the nets on Sunday afternoon. What were we talking about before? Oh, the steak and the rare and the other good stuff. What other meals we got on tap?
So we have STK.
I got to go to the steakhouses and eat, every.
Well, no, we got STK the first night, Golden Steer the second night.
Steakhouse.
I think we have
Aqua.
We have Aqua Friday night.
That's the one
you're excited about.
Yeah.
All the tacos with the caviar on top. Isn't that the place?
No, that's the Chinese place in Wynn. Aqua's at Fontainebleau.
Yeah, Wazuzu is the place, the Asian place.
Okay. Saturday night is Bizarre Meats. I think you guys are skipping that.
I'm skipping for sure.
And what about the lunch spot?
Spago.
I was just gonna say, yeah, for sure. We gotta go to Spago one day for sure.
Maybe when they go to Bizarre Meats.
We're gonna have Jay go to the store first, get nice, get right, and then we're gonna go to Spago. Spago.
Yes. Say hi to
What time is STK on
8 o'clock?
I might be a little late because I think I'd get in at like 6:30. So like I'll probably
be there. You'll be there.
I think so. After I go check in and all that.
Our flights leave at the same time from Dallas, so you get in. You're not checking bags or anything, right? We could probably split a Uber.
I might check a bag. I might bring a suitcase. We're there for a couple of days. Yeah,
my golf bag. Gotta check.
I might bring a suitcase for.
I'm checking nothing.
I usually never do. I usually don't.
Carry on.
Let me tell you the secret here, Jay. Accidentally forget a couple things. This way you can go shopping shamelessly. Guilt-free shopping. I do it all. I've been to Vegas. True story. I've been to Vegas where my luggage never got there for 2 days. It didn't matter. They gave me a toothbrush and some toothpaste, whatever. It was when I was younger. Yeah, my luggage didn't get there for like 2 or 3 days. I was staying at Imperial Palace, which is now
No, we're going shopping. There's a big purchase that I'm making.
It's gonna have to be.
What's the big purchase? Going to the McLaren, one of those McLarens over.
No,
he's gonna buy Goyard Merce.
No, I don't like Goyard. Somebody posted that. Not a fan.
That's why I said.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
I gotta look for those red bottom.
It's under 20. The red bottom. No, we're gonna get you some Louis Vuittons. I'm telling you.
Louis Vuitton what?
No, Louis Vuitton.
Here it is. Red bottom sandals. $895.
Yes.
Are you talking about Louboutins or Louis Vuitton?
No, Louis Vuitton. Vuitton with a B.
These are
red
women's
bottom.
Shoes.
Well, it's, yeah, Louboutins.
Louboutins.
Yeah.
Mitch wants some red bottom sandals.
Oh, here it is. $495.
Because I was like Louis Vuitton. And
these
Louis
are actually
Vuitton.
pretty nice, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you.
Men's Pool Fun spiked leather slide sandals, $595.
That's a bargain.
I'd get my money's worth out of that, man.
Yeah.
I wear sandals 365 days a year. These are nice flip-flops. This is exactly mine. Louboutin men's spiked red sole flip-flop. That's nice. $350. I'd get that.
That's a steal.
Yeah, I'd get that.
No, we're 100%. You're getting a pair when we go.
Oh, this is exactly what I wear. These are nice, man.
Yeah. Red bottoms, baby.
What are they? What is he made out of? I don't know. Whatever.
We don't ask what they're made of. We just like the look.
What's the
we
look?
Don't ask. It's the look, red bottoms.
Red bottoms?
Yeah.
It's gonna cost you on a Saturday.
It's like, I was going to say it. You beat me to it. Beat me to it.
Oh, it's going to be great.
We got FAU against North Texas. The Owls versus the Mean Green. Kentucky versus Texas A&M, the rematch. Houston
Texas A&M, just go away. Just go away.
Oh, they're going away. Houston versus Texas Tech. North Carolina versus Pitt. Zip versus Ohio. I cashed on Ohio big yesterday. Real big.
Zip. I cashed on the Zips.
I was on the down low on Ohio. I didn't tell anybody about that one, man. I just put it into my premium picks. I just put it away. Put a monster bet on it, and I didn't say a peep, man. It was like they were up by like 24 at halftime. I was like, whew. Yeah, I didn't say a freaking word about that one to one person. Like everyone asked, who do you got today? I conveniently left that one out. I'm like, I am not jinxing this thing, man. What was the final? I mean, they were up by like 100. It was, they won. The final score was only 82-55, but it wasn't even as close as the score. Yeah, they only won by 27, but it wasn't that close. It really wasn't. They were 9.5-point favorites. I mean, they were covering in the first 10 seconds.
I mean, it was tied. It was tied when they tipped off.
It was tied when they tipped off, but a minute in, it was like, it was crazy. So at what point were they covering? Here we go. So they were covering at 9 minutes in. The cover was, they never were outside the number after the first 9 minutes of the game. It was a slaughter. I like when the team is down big and they're hoisting desperation threes from the logo. Yeah, I didn't say a freaking word to anybody. I was like, I'm putting this one away. That one's mine. Did you have Ohio, Chris?
I didn't.
No. How'd you let that one get away?
I don't know. I said that to myself after the fact.
It's like, man. Arizona taking on Oregon, round 3. Marquette versus Providence, fresh off that ass whooping of the Blue Jays. Domination. North Carolina Central versus Delaware State. It's a pretty good little slot right there. Nice little 8-pack of games. Costi, it's you.
In this spot, like a lot of games, actually.
Yeah, it's a great slot, man. It's a great day. It's a great card. I mean, it is a great card.
It really is.
It's a great card.
I'll take Kentucky here. Like I said, Texas A&M, just go away. You're not good. I don't care that it was an overtime game before. Kentucky is the much better team. I think they're going to get the job done. This is the end of the train for Texas A&M. They beat up on Ole Miss, but it was a familiar foe. They just beat them 5 days prior. I was on the wrong side of that game. I was one of the few that I missed yesterday, but I think Kentucky just blows them out. Then UNC, I get it. Pittsburgh, you showed up and you beat Wake Forest. Good for you. This is a different team. North Carolina is a Final Four team. This team has everything you need to get a late run. They have the three-point shooter. They have the good guard play, and they have an absolute monster veteran in the middle in Baycott, who I think they're just going to blow them out. And last game I like here, once again, back-to-back, zip. Akron. Let's go.
I'm on the other side. I like Pitt against North Carolina. I like in tournaments when you get into this point, when you have a team getting a ton of points like that, I'll take the team with the best player, and that's Pitt. They have the best player on the floor. Guys like that tend to take over in games like this, and what generally will happen is they'll either be the miracle worker that gets them into the conference final game, or they come up just short and they cry in disappointment, like Jamal Murray did, or like Donovan Mitchell did when he lost to Jamal Murray in the bubble. But and then when he lost to he cries every time, right? Donovan Mitchell every time they lose in the playoffs. He's one of those guys like Stephon Diggs, cries every time they lose.
Big trade for them yesterday.
For who?
The Bills.
The Cavs?
No, the Bills. You said Stephon Diggs. They got a receiver to go with Diggs, Curtis Samuel. While the Chiefs scooped up Hollywood Brown from Arizona.
They're not going to like him.
They're not going to like him.
They're not going to like him because can't catch, which is a fundamental problem.
Seems like it's a common theme over there in Kansas City. Trouble
nice
catching.
Guy, can't catch.
Nice, very nice guy.
Mari Cooper syndrome. I like Providence plus the points against Marquette. I think it's another close game, man. I think it's going to be tight. Marquette missing their guy, coming off triple overtime yesterday. I know they're young kids, but still, man, a lot of emotion left on that court. I don't love betting against Shaka Smart in March, but I usually like him better as an underdog in March. I'm going to take Providence in this one. The Friars are looking kind of like a team of destiny here. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave UConn fits in the final. Chris, do you like any of these games? Or Jay, who wants to go first?
Zip for me here. I'm on Akron. I know Mitch might be in love with Ohio. They did hoop yesterday.
I'm not in love with them. I'm a one game guy. I'm not a hype train loving.
For sure. No,
except for the Cox.
But I'm on Akron in this one. We already seen the Zips beat them earlier this season. Granted, it was a while ago, and then I know Ohio did come back and beat them last time. So revenge. We've seen Akron beat them comfortably. We've seen Ohio win comfortably, but here, I just think the Zips are the better team. I know Ohio's rolling, but Akron's favored here for a reason. Revenge game. I'm on the Zips like I've been all season. Zip. I kind of want to take North Carolina, man. I do, and I'm going to. I'm gonna take North Carolina and lay it against Pitt. Pitt has been playing decently recently, but North Carolina's just a different monster, different team, different animal. And I don't think, for like one of the first times in my life, like North Carolina's usually they're blue blood, so like they're usually the hype train. I feel like even at 4, they're not nearly as hype as they would have been in years past. And that's a dangerous spot to be in with a team like North Carolina. I'm going to fade Houston. I'm taking Texas Tech plus the point. Shout out Texas Tech. Them boys was balling yesterday. And I think they come here and compete with Houston. I know Houston beats up on everybody. I don't see that here. Do they win the game? Yes. Do they dominate them like they did TCU yesterday? I don't think so. So I see that like as a 7-point win for Houston probably when it's all said and done. I like Texas Tech plus the points now.
I'm on Pitt Island over here. Is that what's going on?
Yep.
So far, Ruffolo has.
Let's see.
I'm not touching that game. I'm going to go with Providence.
Pitt Island.
I'm going to go with Providence plus the points. I like it as well. Like Mitch said, the overtime for Marquette was such a long game yesterday. Left everything out on the floor. And Providence, they're still on the bubble. They need a big win. A win here could go a long way towards getting them off the bubble and into the tournament. So give me Providence plus the 4.5. Sprinkle on the money line as well. And I am taking Houston. I don't want to step in front of them right now. They could just sleepwalk through this game and still win by 12, 13 points. So I'm gonna take Houston here.
I don't know about that. This ain't TCU, bro. I've been on Texas Tech all year.
They're actually very similar to TCU. I think that TCU might shoot a little better. I think that's
they not. They not TCU. These boys have been balling recently. You got to give them, when you just look at the last 3 games and you like, okay, Texas Tech, I got to respect it. Smashed Baylor at home. Y'all were on Baylor in that game. I was trying to tell y'all really want to be on Baylor senior day? Texas Tech.
Wow, they beat Oklahoma State and West Virginia.
But then they came back and you were all over BYU yesterday. They got smashed.
I wasn't all over them. I didn't have a premium on BYU.
You liked.
I just said they were better white guys than Iowa. Is all I said. I said just because all the white teams look the same, it doesn't mean that they are the same. And I thought BYU was the better white guy team than Iowa. That's all I said. And Creighton. And I'll stand behind it. And I'll stand behind it. They are better than both.
Okay. You did say
and BYU is a different team away from home. That's just reality. But Houston also smacked them up by 23 earlier this season.
I could go with the same argument too, that Houston's a different team away from home. I mean, at home they win by double digits. Away from home, recently that hasn't been the case.
What about yesterday?
Other than, and Texas Tech is not TCU. I already said that. When you go back, other than that game, show me where Houston blows somebody out on the road. They don't. They don't. Not on the road, not neutral. So I'm on the Red Raiders again today.
Hold on. On a neutral floor, they've smacked teams out. On a neutral floor, earlier this season, they beat Dayton, Utah, and Towson all by double digits.
Fair. None of them 3. Texas Tech would be favored by double digits over all 3 of them too.
Okay. It would be
not Dayton. It would be a
coin flip against
Dayton. Not Dayton, but the other 2.
Coin flip against Dayton. I'll say this: coin flip against Dayton. If they'd be maybe a 3-point favorite against Utah, 3.5, and they'd be favored.
Texas Tech, man.
They'd be favored over Towson for sure.
I can't wait to the tournament. This tournament is going to be, the big thing is going to be Big 12 rant. Like, the Big 12 teams going to run rampant on everybody. I just think they're that good.
See, this happened in years past, and it actually backfires. Where that one conference that's supposed to be like the end all, make 2 of the teams, 3 of the teams to the Final Four, and then they get smashed. It's like
who? When?
I'm trying to remember if it was
unless it's the Big Ten, because they're always overrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
conference.
We just fade their ass. I mean, that's pretty much how that works.
I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but it's like year after year, there's that one conference that's supposed to be really good and get all these teams in, and then a bunch of the teams, not the top couple, but a bunch of the teams just get routed early and get knocked out. Chris would know. No, it wasn't the Mountain West. Mountain West never had a 7.
The Mountain West for a while had a run where they couldn't, they would get run out of the gym in the first weekend. The MAC wouldn't win games during bowl season. I remember that. For college football.
I'm trying to remember who it was.
I say all that to say, man, I'm on Texas Tech. Plus the points.
Yeah, comments are saying maybe the ACC.
ACC, I think it was last year.
Nope.
No. I'll do research on that, but it was. They always talk about it through oh, here we go, all this hype, and then they get routed. Oh, you're saying ACC didn't because Miami made it to the Final Four. I get it, Mitch.
ACC, Miami made it to the Final Four, and North Carolina made the Final Four the year before.
It wasn't the ACC last year.
Virginia won it the year before that, right? It's been all ACC. ACC controls this tournament.
They have.
In the Big 12. It's the ACC and versus the Big 12. But everyone always acts like the Big 10 is relevant, which they aren't. The Big 10's best team got knocked out in the first round last year. It's like Fairleigh Dickinson got busted up. Busted them up. Sent them on their way. Yep. I'm surprised Zach Edey showed his face again this year. That debacle. Jamie Dixon's awesome. Or what's his name? Not Jamie Dixon. Jamie Dixon's DC, the guy.
Matt Painter?
Yeah. Him, and Rich Barnes. They're all in that same group, of the I don't think so It's like the guy who will never take you to the promised land. You don't win a national championship with Kevin Durant and Tristan Thompson. I got news for you. You're not winning one. Not going to happen. I mean, how could you lose, you know? How about like Kentucky when they had the 2 starting fives and they lost in that with that team, the Anthony Davis team? That was crazy.
So last year was Big Ten. The year before was SEC.
SEC?
Yeah. They were 5-6 in the tournament. This was one of the strongest leagues. This is 2 years ago. SEC had the strongest league play. And then only Arkansas played well.
Oh, they're overrated crap.
Number 1, Auburn got blown out.
Alabama.
By Miami.
Alabama.
By Miami.
Yep. Yeah, this
Miami
is 2 years
blew
ago,
them
not
out.
last year.
That's when Ruffolo saw me and I couldn't hold my pants up because there was so
Yeah,
much
his
money.
pants kept falling down because of Mitch. What happened to your pants? Miami money line happened.
It's like money line their ass against Auburn. Oh man, I had so much money I couldn't even fit it in my pants.
Yeah, the Big Ten last year got 8 bids and they went 6-8.
They were hideous last year. Their
Yep.
big team got lost to Fairleigh Dickinson.
Yep.
They got busted up first round, packing.
Just watch out. There's always that one. Don't fall in
One
love.
team that actually played well the last few years out of the Big Ten has been Michigan State. Man, they're the guys that they
Just the
lose.
coaching, yeah.
They lose, but at least they get it. Terrible. Straight ass. Pac-12's been pretty bad recently, too. Arizona's been, highly ranked. Gotten nowhere. Speaking of which, UC Irvine versus Long Beach State. What up, Beaches?
What up, Beaches?
And then the one that everyone's been waiting for, the one that all the buzz is about, Charlotte taking on Temple. Got
Big game.
Buzz, Grand Canyon taking on Seattle. Nebraska versus Indiana. Fairfield versus Marist. Where's Mark? Utah State versus San Diego State. Texas Southern versus Alabama A&M. Virginia versus NC State. Iowa State versus Baylor. We're going to have a boxing match here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
We got Alabama taking on Florida. Wazoo.
Alabama.
Wazoo versus Colorado State. Or Colorado versus Colorado. Tarleton State versus Texas Arlington. UC Davis versus Hawaii. And New Mexico versus Colorado State. It's back to Ruffolo.
All right, I'm going to go with Washington State plus the 2.5. This Washington State team's just been money for us all year long. No point in jumping off. Now, I know Colorado has a fantastic offense, but, I mean, Washington State just keeps finding a way, and I think they find a way here. I'm going to take Washington State and take Tarleton laying the 1.5 against UT Arlington. Arlington had a great offensive showing. I think they put up 109 on Stephen F. Austin yesterday. But Tarleton's rested. And they're not going to the NCAA tournament, so I think they're going to treat every game like their national championship. I think they can still make the NIT or then the CBI and stuff like that, but I still think they come out here with some purpose and take down UT Arlington. And give me Utah State plus the 4.5 against San Diego State. I think it's just too many points. I think Utah State can hang around in that one. Make it maybe another 3-point game. So give me Utah State in the points.
Jay or Costi?
Let's see. Another really good time slot.
It's all good. There's no slouch teams left, man.
No.
That's the way that it works.
So I'm going to take Iowa State here. I know this is a heavyweight matchup. This is the type of game that I want to see Iowa State elevate if they are going to be a super contender this year. They have all the pieces. They have the guards. They have the defense. They have the big men that could get the job done around the rim. And you can't really, I mean, you can make a case for either side, but I think it's just Iowa State's time. This is the time that they're going to face off against Houston in the final, and it's going to be a hell of a game again. But I'm going to take Iowa State here. Also take Washington State at home. Colorado, great job.
The game's in Vegas.
I'm kidding. I'm saying it. The Washington State is going to have more fans there. I heard when I was watching the game yesterday, there's a lot of Cougars fans in the stands there. So it felt like a home game. They beat up on Utah, and that was a blowout, wire to wire. I'm sorry, they beat up on Stanford. And I don't know, I just like this Washington State team. I like how they're playing. I know the Buffaloes are also a really good team, but they struggled on the road this year away from home. And Washington State was actually a little bit better. So neutral court's not really going to value anything more for me except Washington State's the better team. So I'm going to take them here. And then the last game as well, I'm going to ride with Ruffolo, Tarleton State off rest. I like them a lot as well. It's basically a money line play, even spread on that one. So those are the three.
Jay?
I'm on Tarleton as well, man. They've beaten UTA both meetings this season by 2 in both, so the line's right where it probably should be, 1.5. UTA is playing really well right now, but I do think Tarleton is the better team. I think they get that done. I'm going to take Tarleton there. And then the game of the day. I'm actually going with the revenge here, man. I've been saying it all season. I think Iowa State can win the Big 12 tournament, and I think they could win the real tournament as well.
No chance.
Your real chance?
No, no chance.
Yes.
Slim left town. No chance.
No, it's not. No, it's not. They beat the brakes off of Kansas State yesterday.
By the time you leave Vegas, Iowa State will be leaving the tournament.
Nah, they still going to be there. I'm going to be turned up. Iowa State.
Jay will be buying a $20 slice of pizza and bottle of water over at the Arch.
Might go buy me a Brock Purdy jersey. You know what I mean?
Whoa. That's a little aggressive.
Not really. Not really.
Are you going to buy a Brock Purdy Iowa State jersey?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought
not a San Francisco.
No, the Iowa State Brock Purdy jersey. And yeah, man, I like Baylor. I do like Baylor. I know it doesn't sound like
even though you've picked against them every single game this season. They're your stop fading Baylor. It's like the Clippers, man.
I like Baylor. I do. My argument is they are better than I've given them credit for a lot of the time this season. What Mitch just says about them, they are a really deep team. But like he said at the beginning of the show, it'd be some times where they just play so clunky and they just do boneheaded things, and it just makes me mad to my core. And they can't do that against Iowa State today. They can't afford to do that. In the revenge spot, man, I'm taking Iowa State against Baylor. I think it's going to be a war hell of a game. I can't wait to watch it, but I'm on the Cyclones.
I got to take Baylor there because this is the thing, man. It's like these games, this figures to be a very tight game, and Baylor is just a far better free throw shooting team than Iowa State, and I think that's where they end up winning this thing. I also like NC State against Virginia, and as much as I like Tony Bennett over the years and what he's done at Virginia, and I like the fact that he's held his ground, the new college basketball where teams score 100 a game, it's like he doesn't care. He's still playing his same style and playing defense. But the problem is that does not work when you shoot 63.9% from the free throw line. What are you doing, man? I mean, how much you paying these guys? Because I think Ruffolo could shoot 63.9% from the line. I mean, seriously.
Ruffalo's higher.
At this level, I mean, at ACC, like a top-tier program, to shoot 63.9% from the free throw line. That's pathetic, man.
I could probably do 75.
No, you're
300.
Ruffalo-
They're
Ruffalo's a
350th ranked in the nation.
68%.
No.
And
So
NC
you-
State
me,
will
I'll-
play
I'll,
Pitt
I'll
in the
get you later.
ACC championship, and everyone will say, "What a shitty year for the ACC." And NC State watched them go to the NCAA tournament, man, and knock another team out. But I think NC State's going to be playing Pitt on Saturday for the title in Greensboro.
There we go. I think we found some action for when we're in Vegas. Costi just challenged me to beat 68%.
I want to see Ruffalo.
68%. That's you do me. I'll get you later.
I want to see Ruffalo starting off at the ice cream shop at Aria and then rushing to the window at the sports book.
Like a shuttle? Shuttle?
No.
He wants to watch me go on foot.
The ice cream pastry place, like that French whatever it's called?
Right.
Yeah.
Aria, from there to rush to the sports book.
It's a straight line. It's not
rushing
that bad.
rushing to the window. There could be some interference there, Chris.
There could be. You never know. There's a lot of people.
Not when I'm going downhill. There isn't. There's just casualties.
There could be all kinds of interference going on.
Could be a crew of guys wearing the same shirts.
It could be
It'll be Micah walking out of the high limit slot room. Because the high limit slot room is in between is on that path. So it could be Micah walking out of the high limit slot room. It's like, where's Micah?
We've already talked about what we're starting off with. Mike is very excited for him to get acquainted to the Huff and Puff.
Who, me?
Yeah, Micah.
Oh, that's it. Oh, I was thinking.
No, nobody. I try not to get any more people involved because it could get very ugly very quickly. Very quickly.
You've never seen me rush to the betting window.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't even do the window anymore. I just have an app. I never go up to the window. It takes too long.
To what? To make bets?
Yeah.
What about the machine? I like the machine. I like the money. I like the tickets. And
I get it.
I don't like the app.
I like the app because I could be anywhere and I don't have to work. Because I travel between, if we're going here, we're going there.
Yeah, but then you just have your ticket. You go back and you get.
I don't want to go back.
It's an excuse to go back. It's an excuse.
I don't want to go back.
I love.
I like the tickets. I can bet online at home.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess last time I went there, which was right after COVID, they didn't have as many online books locally.
I wanna go and see you physically hand me my bread back. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Where do you guys keep money in your pockets? Because I'll hold it for you if you want. I have space.
I don't know.
Where do you hold all your tickets? In your wallet? If you had a MERS, you could just put them right in the MERS. Separate compartment.
Don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my stuff. You keep your red shoes away from me.
You're getting red. You're getting the flip flops, the red bottoms.
You're getting the Costies.
I don't have any.
No,
That's not like my style. I don't have any red bottoms.
I don't even know what they are, man. I just saw them I googled it. Red
When we went
bottom
to,
sandals.
When I was in Miami recently, me and the wife got matching Golden Goose tennis shoes. I actually like them a lot. Very comfortable.
NBA. NBA, 6 games.
Any other games you want to talk about? Anything? Any other stuff? Any shoes? Keychains? Costi got to have the.
Are you going to get a pair of sandals, or are you just like saying that?
Well, if you lead the horse to water, maybe he'll drink. We'll have to see what happens. I get caught up in the moment.
He starts. Yeah, I bring him candy. He starts handing it out to the shoe sales ladies. Like,
Hey, have you ever been to Walmart?
Yes.
You ever see like the M&Ms that they put next to the cash register? That
Yes.
You didn't come in the store to buy. They
Right.
put those there for me. Those are there for me. The Reese's peanut butter cups and the M&M peanuts, those are there for me. Impulse
not for
buyer.
you.
I'm an impulse buyer. They said at Costco, they say, did you find anything? Did you find everything you were looking for? And $700 worth of other stuff. It's like my pool project running 33% over budget. They started 3 days ago. Yeah, 33% over budget. Putting in a whole new deck. By the way, it's like, what? That's when you put my wife in charge of the project. That's what happens. 33% over budget. They started 2 freaking days ago. This is going to be expensive. All right. Let's get to NBA. Red bottom girl, red bottom shoes, you make the rockin' world go round.
Close.
Isn't that what that song is? Red bottom shoes. Oh, gonna get you through the night.
Tonight.
Oh, just behind that neon light. Oh,
Oh, I can't tell.
gonna let it all hang out. Red bottom shoes, you make that rockin' world go round.
I thought you were serious for a second, and then
Isn't that the song, Costi? Is that your theme song?
No.
So why do I have to get red bottom shoes and you don't?
I mean,
are you in? Are we going to be twinsies?
I'm getting an upgraded Merce.
Oh, so can't you get both? What about putting the sandals in the Merce in case you need them in situation?
The Merce is only for money on the trip. Headphones, battery pack, Nicorette. That's it. Nothing else fits it.
Dude wipes?
And tickets. And tickets. No,
Dude wipes and Banaka?
No, there's no Banaka.
Dude
and
wipes?
then while I'm away, because that way I need to have my cigars just in case we stop at a lounge. So I have the cigar holder, lighter, cutter.
In case we stop at a lounge. How about the Hornets taking on the Suns? What do you think of that? Does that fit in the Merce?
No.
Jay, does that fit in the man purse?
Does not.
Hornets, Suns.
Hornets. Suns, sizable favorite. You run the other way. Second worst ATS team in basketball, doesn't get talked about enough. Yeah, they did smash Charlotte in the lone meeting this season, 133-119, but I will probably never lay double digits with Phoenix for the rest of the season. It sounds like you're trying to lose money, so give me Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm going to lean Charlotte's way as well. I don't love this game, but yeah, 10 points on the road with the Suns is not happening. They're 2-8 against the number in their last 10. Charlotte's at least 5-5 against the spread. Take a shot on the Hornets here.
Costi.
Terrible game. Not betting it. Charlotte for me. Simply with the 10 at home. I'm not laying 10 with Phoenix on the road. And these, I looked up the sandals, Mitch. They're terrible. I do not want you buying any of these red bottom sandals. They are
the spikes?
No, hideous.
With the spikes?
It's the hideous. Hideous. Now, these I could potentially see you in.
What are those? Yuck.
Those are $11.50.
I wouldn't wear that.
No, they're bad.
I wouldn't wear that for $11.50.
I wouldn't either. I
wouldn't
wear
it for nothing. Someone stole my sandals from the beach, man. I took them off, I left them off. You walk onto the.
What about some Gucci flip flops?
How about no?
Come on, flip flops.
Gucci's a little too much for me. I don't want the big logo stuff. I don't need to show off. That's what my Bentley's for.
Tesla.
I'm the next car I get will have a driver, and it won't be me.
Telling you, that's what a Tesla's for. It drives itself.
I'd rather just get a driver. Like have a guy that takes me to the airport. Have Waters waiting for me. The door open. The wind's coming in from Kansas City. I'm taking the Suns. I hate this game. I hate you guys for making me go over it. We've got the Pistons versus the Heat. Chris Ruffolo.
Yeah, give me the Pistons and the points. I just have a hard time with the Heat lane. Any sort of points right now. Not the same team that they were coming out of the All-Star break, and I really want to see if Cade Cunningham's going to go. Could be load management for him here. I'm seeing knee injury. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case, but either way, Pistons quietly covering games lately. So give me the Pistons and the points.
Load management. Costi?
Yeah, I don't love this game either, but back to back for me. Pistons grabbing the points at home. I don't like Miami laying 8 on the road versus anybody. I don't care who they are. And the Pistons quietly have been playing really well and covering. We had them on a money line game earlier this week that cashed. It's the first time that I've actually taken them as a favorite to win outright, which was great. I'm not falling in love with this one either, but no way I'm laying 8 with Miami on the road.
I like Pistons plus the points. I think Miami wins, but it's going to be between 3 and 5. I just don't see it. They're not like a big cover blow them out team. Lately, they lost to the Wizards. I'm going to take I'm taking the Pistons. Jay?
I lean towards Miami. When I take the Heat, it's usually on the road, and it's usually in spots where I feel like they need like a bounce back game. And I just see the path here for Miami winning this game by like 11. You know what I mean? We just seen them beat the Pistons by 8. They have been struggling since then. Losses to Dallas, OKC, and Denver. I mean, I'm not really too mad at them for losing that one. Losing to Washington is insane. But I could just see this as the flat spot for Detroit. After playing so well recently, I lean towards Miami. Don't love it, though.
We got the Raptors, also known as the Craptors, versus the Orlando Magic. Costa, you got an opinion on this game?
Never, ever, ever. I don't care. I'm just going to take Orlando for the rest of the year. When they're a road favorite, I love them. Against crappy teams, they usually just get the job done and cover. I'm at 21-14 against the spread in that. And they've been very good when they're a road favorite. I'm just not fading them as a road favorite against crappy teams. The Raptors have proven time and time again how bad they are. They're 13-19 at home, and they're 13-19 against the spread at home. So not a huge bet on this game for me, but Orlando laying the points.
Orlando for me as well. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't even see any other way to do it. I think unless they put the line in those Thunder range of 15, I still would probably take Orlando. I'm going to take the Magic. I think they win by 100. 112. I'll play the extended line. Magic minus 111. Jake?
Lean towards the Magic here for me as well. Not rushing to the window to lay this on the road. This is a Friday night at home in Toronto where they got the whole country behind them. But we've already seen, you know what I mean? Like Costi said, with the Magic, it's either take them or leave them alone for the rest of the season. And It's the number one ATS team in basketball. They've continuously put money in our pockets. Small lean on Orlando. I'm not rushing to bet it, though. I'm not rushing to bet nothing today in the NBA except for my NBA play today. So,
which is
just let y'all know. Your Chicago Bulls. Nah, you thought right.
could be.
Where's the jam session?
It's not getting posted today.
What?
How about that?
What? What?
Nah, I'm gonna record it after the show.
It's gonna be late. Jay's on the road. He's doing the best he can.
Yeah, I'm taking the Magic as well. Yeah, it's simple for me. At the best of times, the Raptors look like a team that's just mailed it in. Just playing out the string, but this team is missing a bunch of key guys. Scotty Barnes could be done for the year. Pirtle could be done for the year. RJ Barrett, had a personal issue to attend to. So this team is just decimated with absences.
That is sad. I forgot RJ's brother.
Yeah. Sad. So, yeah, this Raptors team is just picked apart. Unfortunately, the show must go on, and I think the Magic take advantage. Give me the Magic.
Oh, Orlando Magic.
Got the Pelicans versus the Clippers. Well, everyone knows which way I'm going in this one. Another boring one. I see Clippers. I go the opposite direction. I was a little late on the adoption of this system, but it is a beautiful system. And since I've adopted this system, we've seen the Kawhi Leonard injury, the twinge in the back. We've seen just the Clippers in a tailspin here. We look forward to a better world. A world for the Clippers. I'm taking the Pelicans. Jay?
Word for word, bar for bar. Fading their ass. It's really just that simple, man. It's that simple. I know they covered yesterday. Congratulations. On the back end of a back-to-back, I'm fading their ass. It's really that simple. The line's worth. Now, here's the thing, though. The Clippers be overvalued all season long. That's my argument about them. Now they're 7.5-point dogs. I get they're on the back end of a back-to-back, but sheesh, I mean, New Orleans is a different monster, different team, different animal at home, at the crib, one of the best ATS teams in the NBA currently. I'm not really worried about laying this number. We've seen New Orleans win by margin plenty this season. New Orleans right now is actually the third best ATS team in basketball. Orlando, Oklahoma City, New Orleans. Guess who's fourth? Guess who's fourth? Guess who the hell is fourth? The Dallas Mavericks. Hey, man, I had to, you know what I mean? After the year they had last year, it's good to be able to make money betting them sometimes. But I'm on New Orleans here.
I'm not smiling about that. I'm very upset about yesterday still.
It happens. It happens. I'm on New Orleans here.
What happens when we fade the Mavericks? This is what happens. You then read us a stat that tells us why we shouldn't have faded the Mavericks. Kyrie.
Costi,
did you see Kyrie last night?
I would play that 15 out of 15 times. I would play the half with the Thunder. This is how I go. This is how I go.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards the Clippers. What? It's just I don't know. I just have a hard time passing up this many points with the Clippers. If I'm wrong, This game is probably at the bottom of my list. So taking 7. Yeah. Huh? What's at the top?
What's at the top, yeah.
One of the other 5 games on the board.
Well, it's Chick-fil-A, it's Burger King, and Wendy's, and then
I haven't had Chick-fil-A enough.
Is the Clippers above Burger King or below Burger King?
You haven't had Chick-fil-A?
No, I've had Chick-fil-A, just I haven't had it enough to really recall where it goes on.
They got one right outside at Planet Hollywood. You go like underneath the scaffolding, and it's right outside. There's never anybody there.
It is the fastest service for drive-through in history.
What?
Chick-fil-A.
I don't know. I've never driven.
Oh, it's insane. I mean, they have people
I'm not
like
allowed to drive in most states.
No.
In most states. I'll drive. Nah, we're good.
I'll walk.
Funny story. When Eric doesn't drive because he doesn't have control and he's so OCD, he falls asleep. So instantly, if he's like a passenger in my car, within like 2 minutes, because it got narcolepsy, just instantly. It's like when he's not in control of the road, just instantly gets narcolepsy and falls asleep. Oh man, where is Eric? Usually pops in at some point. I guess not. Pelicans for me. Back end of a back-to-back. Kawhi. What would Kawhi do? Kawhi played yesterday. Paul George was very efficient. I don't think Kawhi is going to play tonight. And the Pelicans are outside of that loss, which was and we're now can't talk this morning, very tired. Which was very abnormal for them to lose to the Cavs. This team, since All-Star break, has been not only winning but covering nonstop. Zion, when healthy, is a great player, and they've shown time and time again with big spreads they can cover them at home. So I'm not too worried about it. New Orleans for me.
Vikings trade. Vikings traded. I don't understand this trade. Second round pick, their 6th round pick, and their 2nd round pick in 2025 for the Texans' 1st round pick.
So I guess Fields isn't getting traded.
Mrs. Fields? Cookies?
I don't think he's getting traded now. That's the latest because they just got Keenan Allen. Maybe they're bolstering it. I think they're just smart, realizing that Caleb Williams is not better than Justin Fields or any other quarterbacks.
What about Cooper Rush?
Cooper Rush is one of the best backups in history.
Best third string quarterback.
Best third string quarterback ever. Joe Flacco to the Colts.
Jim Delgado.
Who?
Exactly.
Who?
Jim Delgado, the best third string quarterback ever. And you know who else was a good third string quarterback? Doug Peterson was the third string. I mean, he was terrible. Terrible. It's like, not Peterson. No. It was awful. He was on the Dolphins. I hated him. Hated Doug Peterson. San Antonio Spurs are playing the Nuggets. Jay? Chicken nuggets or the Wembies?
Chicken nuggets. Short, sweet, simple. Don't even overcomplicate. Just take the nuggets, lay the points.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Nuggets as well. Spurs have been covering lately, but I think this is just a Nuggets smash spot. I think Denver gets the job done. Let's give me Denver in this one.
Damn. Now this is news. Aaron Donald.
Retired.
Retiring. God damn. Now that's some news right there.
Well, he's got enough money, that's for sure. What, they want him to restructure?
I don't know.
He did restructure. It says they restructured it.
Michigan State all over Purdue. Dominating.
They're losing 8-3.
It's a lot closer than the score. Believe me, the score doesn't tell the whole story in this one.
I thought my computer was broken for a second. I'm like, wait, what?
It's all Sparty out there. It's all Sparty. That's what they want you to think.
Suck you in.
Who's up? Costi?
Chicken nuggets for me. I don't like laying 10.5 on the road, but I just think this game is going to get out of hand. If San Antonio can't stick with them early, this is one of those games where I could see Denver wire to wire winning this game. They're on rest. I don't know. I'm not. This card sucks today, but if I have to lean, I'm not taking San Antonio at home.
Not for give your pick.
Yep, he gave out Denver as well.
I'm taking Denver. I think they just do what everybody else has been doing to the Spurs. Mid-range jumper. Jazz against the Hawks.
Am I first on this one?
No, Chris is, but jump.
Go ahead,
Go
Chris.
ahead. I'll go ahead, Costi.
Plain and simple. I'm done with the Hawks. Do not bet list. Show them the list. I'm done with them. It's not Wednesday, so Jay can't talk me into it. Not doing it. Ever. The Jazz still at home. 21-11 against the spread, 19-13. The Hawks favored on the road. I don't care who's playing for the Hawks. I know the Jazz have been horrible of late, but they have played two tough teams, Denver and Boston, and back-to-back, not back-to-back, but the last two games. I don't care. I'm not taking the Hawks. It's an auto bet if they're a favorite on the road, especially against the Jazz team that has proven that they can win at home. I know there's a huge laundry list of injuries for the Jazz, but similar to Atlanta, they have a lot of guys questionable as well. Without Clarkson, it will be harder, but I still think they get the job done.
Chris?
I was leaning towards the Hawks, but I don't love this thing. I would take the Jazz if Markkanen was playing, but he's out. Jordan Clarkson's out. Atlanta's actually played decent without Trae Young. Yeah, if I had to lean anything in this game, I'd lean Atlanta.
I'll take the Jazz. I just don't bet on the Hawks because they don't play any defense. They get no respect because they earned zero. Costi doesn't like my mic stand in the screen.
Well, that's fine, but it was like pull it out a little bit. It was like that. No, down a little bit. Other way. Yeah, right that. It was like a corner. You know how hard I've worked? It's took me a month for me to have a mic perfectly in my face without the mic in the shot.
So now you're going to judge the rest of us?
Yes. I'm mic shaming you right now.
Me and my U87.
It's not the type of mic. It's how you work it.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you just fine.
It's all about the feedback you get.
Yeah. I actually hear you really good right now.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it there then.
That sounds good, right? Right, Chris?
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not betting on the Hawks. We all know that. So I'm taking the Utah Jazz. Hands. Anyone want to talk about hockey, or should we just ignore that it exists?
It is. It's on the wraparound.
All right. Parlay
It's
time.
only two game card.
Parlay time. Who wants it?
Whoever wants to go, I can start it
I'll
off.
take it. I'll go.
Go ahead. Go.
Pitt, money line. North Carolina State, money line. Colorado State, money line. I feel naked with my mic up here.
Yeah, it's probably feels weird.
Feels weird, but it sounds good.
Pelicans, Texas Tech, Tarleton.
State.
Give me Utah State. Give me Providence. And give me Ohio State.
I like Providence on the money line too. And Baylor.
You know what?
What?
I'm gonna go real chalky for everyone.
Celtics, and Celtics. Celtics, Lakers, Yankees, and Dodgers.
We'll go UNC, Kentucky, Houston. UNC, Kentucky, Houston.
All righty.
Thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. Chris Ruffolo will be hosting tomorrow. Who you got on tap with you, Chris?
Who do we have on tap for tomorrow? Let's see who signed
tomorrow,
up.
Costi?
Chris's stage name is Young Chris. No G on the end. Young Chris.
Tomorrow I got David, Shane, Brian Bittler, and Jovan so far.
I'm always a late fill-in. I let the guys get first crack. I'm always a Friday night edit away. So I'm here both days, but yeah.
But what?
I let other guys get first dibs. It's busy here on the weekends, man. My phone blows up. I'm like Adam Schefter of sports advice. It's constantly blowing up.
Costi just holding out for sloppy seconds on the on the live show availability.
I mean, there's a ton of French basketball going on right now. Machida Zelvia in soccer against Constantopol Sapporo. This is constantly coming through the wire.
Sounds fun. It's all Sparty out there. Thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you. Hug your cats and dogs.
And fish.
Going to be that kind of weekend. All right. I'm going to try and act more professional next week. Of course, Thursday show, Friday show, live from Vegas. We don't know how we're going to do that. We're talking a big game that we're all going to be in the same room, but we'll all be in our own room.
Yeah.
That's the way it always works. We act like we're going to be poolside at a cabana or something. Be like rubbing our eyes, like rolling out of bed to do the show.
Well, the pool's not open yet.
Ruffolo's got the unmade bed in the background.
I got the floodlight, the colored floodlight on the bed.
Ruffolo had the colored floodlight on the unmade bed. It's like no fire hazard there. All right. Should be a good one. See you guys later.